Shout out to my Patreon. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year because y'all have definitely been riding with me. If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/bstokestyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys, so make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos. Hey, we're finna be getting started very shortly, y'all. Please, as you enter, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. Let me know that you made it in. You know what to do. I'll see y'all here shortly. Don't forget to order your custom Be Stoked Styling merch. That's right, we have merch. Just click the link down below in the description box and order your Be Stoked Styling merch today. Hey, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville season 3, episode 10. Before we get started, y'all, please do not forget to like the video if you're watching on the replay. Also, leave a comment down below. Let me know that you made it here. We're going to jump right on in because I'm trying to do this while the boy is down for a nap, which means I don't have a whole lot of time. Last night's episode, y'all remember last week, honey? We ended with the big blow up between Mel and Martell out there in the backwoods of Las Vegas. So this next day is like the aftermath. You have the men out and about playing ball. I got screenshots for y'all today. Look at me. You got the men over here out here playing ball. I really do want to say that the place that they stayed at seemed really, really nice. The little Airbnb they had, the tennis courts, the basketball courts, a really nice pool. I don't have time to be arguing with nobody when I could go lay out at the pool. That's just me personally. But anyway, so the guys are playing ball, and Marceau was basically saying again that he just didn't expect it to be this big blow up, that they're both acting immature and like kids, and that at the end of the day, the people that are being their children are being used as pawns. Marceau is using them as pawns. Martell is using them as pawns. Melody is using them as pawns as well. And at the end of the day, the children are the ones that are going to be the most hurt in the situation. And I completely agreed with Marceau. It's really sad that they kind of do throw the children in the middle, and it's convenient for Martell to talk about how they have 3 kids together when it's convenient to throw that up, but then or 4 kids together, but those 4 kids can keep you at home. So then Martell in his medium shirt, look at this. His medium shirt and his Ranger panties came out there to play. It's gonna kill me, sir. I need you to go on Poshmark or something, and I need you to get you some bigger fashions, okay? I need your fashions to be just a little bit bigger than what they are. Anyway, so Martell and his medium clothes come out there, and they get to talking about Marceau's surprise therapy session with Tisha. And Marceau says that, he's frustrated because something is off with Tisha and she can't express it. So it took him aback. They even had to go do this. And he says that he remembers a time when they got together and he could walk behind her and she just held her head up high and her shoulders were straight. And now it seems like she's lacking some confidence and he doesn't know where that came from. So Martell says that maybe you wouldn't allow her to be out in the forefront in the beginning, so you didn't know that she had some of the insecurities when it comes to speaking and stuff. And Marceau says, but he thought that she didn't want to. So that's very interesting. That was just a very interesting conversation. First of all, we all know when we first met Tisha on this show, she was kind of like the stay at home, even though she had been in school, gotten degrees, all of this kind of stuff, she would stay at home. It seemed like Marceau wanted her to be barefoot and pregnant and be just like the housewife. After being on this show, she has found her voice a bit more. She has decided that she wanted to be more of a boss. But being out there in the front, especially in this capacity, could cause anyone's insecurities to rise. And we've been saying it for weeks. Tisha has a lot of insecurities. And I think the issue is that she doesn't have anyone to actively talk about her insecurities with and to work through them, because there's nothing wrong with having insecurities. We all have them, but it's about how you are able to acknowledge them and work through them and build confidence for it. She would not have had the confidence to be out here doing all this public speaking and all these type of things if not for this show. So this is a new territory for her. And instead of Marceau being supportive of it, it seems like he's starting to build resentment that she's trying to go out and go off on her own. Just the mere fact of her going and seeking counseling is her trying to express herself, because clearly sitting in the house with you that ain't gonna work. You get what I'm saying? And I think Maurice had said that, was like, her seeking to do counseling is a way of her trying to express herself. And sometimes you do need that third party to come in and to be objective and to help you break things down for your partner, because sometimes your partner just doesn't hear it when it's just you. Why am I jumping? Y'all, hold on. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with my stuff today. My stuff has been crazy today. What is happening? What is happening? Hold on, let me turn my camera off. I don't know what's going on, y'all. My camera has been acting up all day today, so we're just gonna have to do this podcast style. I'm glad that I at least pulled some screenshots for y'all since my camera is acting up. But okay, what was I saying? So, like I said, this is a step in the right direction for them, because at least Tisha is trying to express herself, even if it is with Dr. Francis and counseling as the middleman. But Marceau's just not open to hearing it. And I think part of that issue is that he wants things to stay the status quo like they have been. And at the end of the day, y'all have been in this marriage for 15 years. No marriage is going to be the exact same 15 years later. If it is, that is a problem, because you shouldn't be the same person 15 years later. So you should want your wife to be able to grow and express herself and find her voice in whatever way it takes to find that voice. That's my opinion. So then they start talking about Marceau and Martell. Um No, it says, oh, I got it in my notes. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Marceau tries to give advice to Martell about his situation with Melody, but both of them are too stubborn to get advice from anyone else. It's like they are two boneheads of the same breed. Marceau, he does have valid advice when it comes to how to deal with Melody, but Martell is too stubborn to hear it. And then it's always like it's easier said than done. You can have the best advice to give to somebody else, but then you can't take any advice. That's literally Marceau and Martell in this point. And before the scene ended, all I wrote down in my notes is, why is Lewis here? Lewis just walks around with this big cheesy Kool-Aid man grin and doesn't add any substance to this conversation at all, but then gonna turn around later on in the episode and bring back what was said to your wife. We gonna get to it, but I'm just saying. Over here on the right side of the screen, I wish I had my camera. Is my camera working again? I don't know. It went out for a second. Over here, I'm trying to figure it out. Over here on this side of the screen, we have the ladies coming out for a pool day. So you see, we got Tisha, Kimmy, Destiny's in the pink, Tiffany's over there in the white shorts. I said Tisha came out there looking like a yummy cat in a Mountain Dew, honey. Tisha did not come to play, looking like a whole snack. Go ahead, Tisha. She came out there in her heels. She kept the heels on for all of 2 seconds. It's not bright to be walking around a wet pool with heels on. I'm just saying. But she looked good. You look good, Tisha. So anyway, everybody comes out to the pool. The men end up coming. If you see down here, the men end up coming. And then they're like, well, where's Melody? Where's Melody? We're waiting on her. So Martell, of all people, decided he's going to go check on her and get her out to the pool. Who thought this was a good idea? Anybody? Raise your hand if you think this is going to be a good idea. Hi, Thea's Bunch. Thank you for joining. Raise your hand if you think this is going to be a good idea. Of course, they just got into a big blow up the night before. Why is he the one that's being sent into the house to go get Melody? Tisha, you go get her. Destiny, you go get Destiny. Y'all supposed to be Ace Boon Coons this whole trip, right? Y'all supposed to be Ace Boon Coons this whole trip. Why ain't you go get Melody out the room? We already knew this was gonna be a hot diggity dog of a mess when Martell volunteered to go get Melody. Okay, so here we go. They in the room. I'm trying to get used to this stuff. They in the room. You see them. This is them up here. Melody out here with her poodle wig and her bathing suit looking snatched. Martell with his little bucket hat and his medium shirt. All right. And so he comes in the room. He goes, hey, Melody. Hey, Martell Hope. what you doing in here? And Martell goes and says, you know what, I was just trying to see, we all outside at the pool, we waiting on you. Melody gonna say, well, why'd you come in my room last night? He told me, so I just wanted to, apologize. Nah, Martell. You came in that room last night trying to get you some. We all know what it was. See, this is y'all's MO. This is how y'all do. We see you, okay? Y'all have this love hate. I already say it's a thin line between love and hate. They have this very passionate, thin, like love hate relationship where it's like, let's just fight, and then we're gonna get in the bedroom and we just gonna run all this energy up out. That's what Martell thought was gonna happen the night before. Melody said, that ship has sailed. That door is closed. These lids are closed. It ain't gonna happen. Don't try to be slick running up in my room at 1:30 when the cameras are down thinking that you finna get some. That ain't what we doing. Martell is such a dog. He's such a dog. Anyway, so Melody was like, well, since you in here, I want to have a conversation because I don't want to blow up on you. I don't come in here trying to blow up on you. Now, I said last week that it felt to me like Melody came in there with a bone to pick, but some of y'all said that y'all didn't, that y'all felt like Martell was the one that popped that thing off. It was my opinion last week, and it remains my opinion that Melody was ready for the shits last week. She was. But okay. She says that she don't want to blow up, but he does things that triggers her. She says she says that he does it, and she assumes that sometimes he does it on purpose. It's definitely on purpose. Y'all been together for 14 years. Y'all know each other's triggers backwards and forwards. You know when it's a little trigger, you know when it's a big trigger. So Melody says that one of her biggest triggers is the kids. As we all know, that's most moms' triggers. What you're not gonna do is play with my children. So, of course, saying anything disrespectful, saying anything to downplay how she treats her kids is going to be a trigger for her, and that's why she kind of came in with the heat last week, because I don't know how soon it was after Martell's live, but he had been going on the live dragging her, so that's why she felt the way when she came in there. She said, and then my next trigger is you down in my career. When I'm sitting up here telling you about how I just finished a photo shoot and you gonna say that bull, that's gonna bother me, especially when you were the main one who texted me to congratulate me on moving forward with my career. He was like, I didn't text you to congratulate you about a song about me. I text you just to congratulate you because I want to see you do well. Martell does this all the time. He likes to try to play on people's intelligence, but the thing about it is you're not the smartest one in the room, so we see it. He plays semantics. Regardless of if you were congratulating her specifically on the song, or if you're congratulating her on her singing career, that's all one thing and the same. And so Melody says, you were the same one who wanted to get an invitation to my single release party. You're the same one who, sends me text messages and congratulates me. But then when I talk about it, now you want to have an attitude and you want to downplay it. And I don't think that that's right. So as Melody is trying to express herself, Martell tries to walk out. She's like, well, I'm not coming out because I'm having a conversation. I'm going to finish my conversation. So then he comes back in. And they continue to have a conversation, and she just continues to talk about how she has felt disrespected. And instead of Martell even hearing or listening, because you did come into this lady's room, she ain't coming there looking for you. He begins to blow up and says that Melody says that, she just finds it hypocritical that he'll sit up here and bring up how they have 4 kids when he didn't think about their 4 kids when he goes out and does the things that he do, like make a 5th kid. Of course, that is a trigger for Martell. Now he starts acting now and says, wow, Melody says, and there's so many things I could have said. I could have talked about you. I could have talked about your side chick. I don't do that. So Martell turns around and goes, Melody, you need to shut up. Why you acting like that? You was a side chick too. You was a side chick to 2 dudes. So now they done got to arguing. Because let Martell tell it. Melody been out here smashing two dudes that both have fiancés. Melody say, I ain't never been nobody's side chick. I am not a side chick. I ain't never been. Now they getting into it to the point where the producers done called Marceau in there to grab Martell. And Destiny comes in. You see Destiny over here. Destiny come over here. Destiny comes in to try to calm down Melody. It just got really ugly, and I was confusion. Anybody else, drop down in the chat, tell me where you can, as confusion as I was, because I'm sitting up here like, how did we even get to talking about who Melody was or was not dating? The conversation was about how last night, this is why things blew up, because of these particular triggers. Can we try not to tap on these triggers? You know what I'm saying? Can we try not to tap on these triggers? Some kind of way, everybody gets triggered again. This is too fresh for them to be on a trip together. It's entirely too fresh. And I would be exhausted. Meanwhile, you got the rest of the people out. You got Kimmy, Tisha, and then the Whitlows out at the pool. Like, why are we doing this? We are out here on vacation in Vegas. We supposed to be enjoying ourselves. We're supposed to be getting drunk. We're not supposed to be talking about who's effing who. And let's just be clear about it. I don't believe Melody was anybody's side chick or was out here messing with anybody's two dudes that was in relationships. I think Martell always wants to throw up into somebody's face about the indiscretions that they've had, because he's had so many, and he wants to discredit. Martell lost his credibility with me last year when he went on Dr. Heavenly's YouTube show and told all them lies on Melody. He lost his credibility with me back then. So anything that he says pertaining to her and what dealings she has now as a single woman, I'll take with a grain of salt. What, as a woman who's just getting out of a marriage with a man who's cheated on her for 5 years, why would she get into any type of relationship with a man who has somebody else? Why would she do that? If she wanted to be with the man that wanted to be with somebody else, she would have stayed with her husband. That don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. So we know Martell is lying. And Martell is over here. He's screaming and yelling because he says that Melody is lying. Okay. All right, Martell. Whatever. So I'm assuming that the pool day got ruined, because we ain't see nothing else about the pool day after that. The next scene we get was wilding with the Whitlows. Here go the Whitlows. That's Tiffany and Lewis. Do y'all see it for Tiffany and Lewis? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't. But we'll get there. So they're all out in the living room waiting to have this game night, and it's kind of like a Never Have I Ever or Truth or Dare, Truth or Shot type of, like a mix between those two games. All right, so they're waiting to start this game night, and before they started, they noticed that again, Melody is not out there with the group. Now this kind of aggravated me, because I'm just like, you're here. I'm sorry, my vacuum was throwing me off. This aggravated me because it's like, you're here, you came here with this group, participate in the group activities. Yes, Martell is there, ignore him. Why is it that we had to get all of the women into Melody's room to convince her to come out and to play the game with everybody else? To me, that was attention seeking. Y'all tell me what you think down below, but that kind of aggravated me. And then Melody says, well, if I knew that Martell was coming, I just wouldn't have come. Again, like, I can't remember who I was watching. I can't remember who I was watching on YouTube, but somebody did point it out that the whole reason why you went over to Destiny's house a few episodes ago was because you knew that Martell was probably going to be there, and you wanted Destiny to be the buffer. So you knew Martell was going to be there. Why are you sitting up here acting stupid now as if you didn't know that he was coming? And at the end of the day, this is a cash trip on this show. You knew he was going to be there. You knew you had to get your check like the rest of them did. Ignore him. Anyway, all the women come in there. They convince her to come out and play. So they all go out. She says, well, I'm not going to say nothing to Martell. You ain't nobody asking you to say nothing to Martell. So her and Destiny, I didn't get a picture of them, but they over on the other side. Then you got this couch over here with the Scotts, and then we have the Whitlows. So they began to play the game. Now, these questions that these people made, because it's like they had questions, they wrote out the questions and they put them in a hat, and you had to pull the question out. Some of the messiest questions, some of the messiest questions, trying to get into people's business. And see, I think here's the thing. These games are normally really fun when they're genuine groups of friends, and it's fun, but because we have already established that Tiffany is messy, I didn't like that her and her husband were the ones leading this game. Y'all tell me what you think. So some of the questions. Oh, one more thing before we get into the questions. I want this note that Melody said she had her bags packed. Then they showed a picture of her bags on the bed. She got her bags packed just in case Ish gets crazy and she needs to leave and catch a flight that night. All right, Mel. Anyway, so the first question that they asked, Melody ended up getting it, and the question was, were her sexual needs being met? Take a drink if your sexual needs are being met. So she takes a drink. You already know who that's gonna have a face, whatever. And your needs can be met, and you ain't got to have nobody there with you for them to be met. Let's just be clear about that. So however she meant it could be however she meant it. But I'm just saying that don't mean that she's sleeping with nobody. That don't mean that she got two guys that got fiancés. It could just mean that she know that she's fine how she needs to be. Then the next question they asked was, how many partners have you had in one night? And okay, Maurice over here been out here dipping and doing and hoeing around, because he says he has had 6 partners in one night. That was the most. Everybody was like, oh my God, what? So now Tisha want to know all the all the information. So did you wash in between? Did you use protection? Maurice was like, I did use protection. I don't want to talk about it. It was back when I was finding myself. Kimmy say, oh, you found yourself, all right. You found yourself in 6 different people. Maurice was out here dogging. Now, they said that before. They have said that before, that Maurice was out here being a straight little dog when him and Kiowa broke up. But he had to make it clear in the confessional. Kimmy asked, was I one of them 6? He said, nah, baby, this is before I found myself in you. This ain't had nothing to do with you. She told us, I just want to make sure you wasn't making your rounds. Okay, he was definitely making some rounds. Just be safe out here, y'all. That ain't safe. That's all I'm gonna say. No judgment, but that ain't safe. So then they say, okay, this is a question for everybody, and hopefully everybody can drink if you're happy in your current relationship. So Destiny says she's happy with her relationship with God. She takes a drink. Melody takes a drink. The Scotts, Maurice and Kimmy take a drink. Tisha takes a drink. Marceau and Martell do not take a drink. Now we all see it. Tisha starts scratching all on her head. Marceau, where's your drink? So then, before they move on to the next question, he was like, oh, I didn't drink, but it was a joke. It was a joke. Then he takes a drink. Marceau, I'm convinced that Marceau just be trolling us. I'm convinced that he's trolling us. I do not think that they are in a great place right now. I don't. Marriage isn't always 100% perfect, 100% happy. I don't think they're in a great place. However, just off of the fact that we are on this anniversary trip for y'all, you could have took a drink and shut up. And then to bring attention to the fact that you didn't take a drink, Marceau is trolling us. And this is part of the reason why Tisha has the insecurities that she has. This is part of the reason why it's hard for Tisha to express herself the way that it is now, because you're sitting up here joking about not being in a happy relationship with your wife of 15 years. Hello. Um, So they keep asking questions. I didn't write down all the questions. Those were some of the main questions. Like I said, all I wrote down was these questions are definitely a way for Tiffany and Lewis to get into everybody's mess. And see, the thing that bothers me about Tiffany and Lewis is that while they are sitting up here trying to be in everybody's mess, they try to put on this persona, this facade that they are this perfect couple, and they're so evolved, and their communication is so great. It's a season one of a reality show. Everybody's perfect in season one, in their first season. It's not for season one, but you get what I'm saying. Everyone's perfect in their first season of a reality show. So let's not get up on our high horses, okay? So before they end the night, because y'all know that they're going to separate and have the girls go do their thing and the guys go do their thing, Tisha asks everyone to give advice for relationships. And so they go around and everyone's giving some type of advice. Martell said, make sure that you are pleasing your spouse. Ooh, we already know how he goes. I can't remember everybody else's advice, but everybody's giving some, meaningful, heartfelt advice. I thought it was funny because when they got to Disney said, I ain't got no advice for nobody in here. Let's remember now, Disney has been married for less than a year. And so she's like, I ain't got no advice for nobody sitting up in this room, okay? And so then Marceau's old dickhead self is going to say, what did you do to make that man leave you? Kimmy was like, if you don't throw a drink on his head right now, I will do it for you. Because how dare you? Excuse me. How dare you, Marceau? How dare you? First of all, you don't even know their situation. That's even if you were trying to make it as a joke, that's not a joking matter. It's not. You can't make this man. What did you do to make this man leave you after she just had this man's baby? Come on. Anyway, Destiny says that things just didn't work out, and her only regret as far as her marriage goes is that she did not have a chance to be a family. Which, again, how dare you say something like that? This woman's baby is not even a year old. 9 times out of 10, if anything, a woman is really trying to fight for her relationship. She's trying to fight for that family unit. No one wants to sit up here and pop a baby out and then 9 months later be single. That's not like a thing. And so now we finna get into the mess of the night, because then Tisha's old drunk, but Tisha's drunk. Y'all look at that scene. Tisha's eyes was about rolling to the back of her head. Tisha was like, I have a question. But Kimmy, I hope you don't be offended because I'm going to ask this question in front of you. But I got a question for Maurice. And he says, Maurice, I talked to Kiowa, and y'all know Kiowa is Maurice's ex-wife now. I talked to Kiowa, and she said that you didn't fight for y'all's marriage, and that y'all maybe could have worked it out had you fought for y'all's marriage. Why didn't you? Tisha, you are Wanda's daughter. Because why would you even bring that question up? 1, period. 2, in front of Kimmy, his new wife. Like 3, on camera. Why? See, and something that Maurice has been consistent about since we've seen him, and in any conversation that he's had about his ex-wife, he's been clear that it was best for them to break up, that he has no regrets on getting a divorce. There is not an ounce, a shred, anything of Maurice that has ever seemed like he was stuck in the past when it came to Kiowa. So there was no reason to even bring her up in this point. And so now Kimmy's in the confessional like, wow, Tisha. Wow, this is what you're doing? Again, Tisha wants so much more respect for her than she gets to someone else. Because if anyone were to question anything about her relationship in that manner, she would be very upset. We know that, well, she would be offended. So, but you know what? She gets her karma later on in the episode. But I'm just saying, like, that was completely out of pocket. And Maurice said that at the end of the day, he knew that his relationship was toxic. And there was no reason to stay in that type of relationship. He knew that God had other plans for him, and clearly his other plans were Kimmy. And it's not for Tisha. Tisha doesn't know what fighting for his last marriage was or what that entailed. Maurice said that he did fight for his relationship, but you get to a point when you realize that this is just not beneficial. And that, excuse me, and that could very well be true. It was just out of pocket to bring that up, because what you want him to do? Go in the past and try to get back with Kiowa and leave Kimmy? What was the point of even bringing that question up? I'm going to try my hardest for just a half a second to play devil's advocate. And maybe because her and Marceau are both of this mindset that there is nothing that can be done to there should be nothing that can be done to tear up a marriage. Maybe that's where she was. So she was trying to get where his mindset is to actually leave a marriage, instead of staying and fighting. What was your logic behind getting a divorce? Like, we could understand why the Holtz got a divorce, but maybe from her viewpoint, it didn't seem like whatever issues that him and Kiowa had were that bad for them to get a divorce. Maybe I'm trying to play devil's advocate, but that was completely out of pocket. That was completely out of pocket, especially to say in front of Kimmy, who you claim is your sister. You want this sister relationship. Well, can you stop stabbing your sister in the face? Not even in the back, in the face. All right. So now it's time to split up for couples night. And each of the couples, so you see there's a quick little scene of Tisha and Marceau talking about the trip and how it's going so far. But the main thing was Lewis and Tiffany over here. Okay. Y'all see Tiffany in here curling this hair. First of all, heifer, what are you curling? Because she sat up there on this whole scene, sitting in this mirror, curling this hair. Then this is what her head looked like. Ain't a curl to be found. Ain't a curl to be found. Was they even on? I ain't seen. She sit in the mirror doing curl, doing this. Ain't a flip, ain't a dip, ain't a curl, ain't a twirl came through none of your hair, ma'am. I need you to get you a barrel curler, because the flat iron ain't working. That's just me. Maybe that's me being a hairstylist sitting up here. Like, why you sitting up here just putting unnecessary heat on your hair for no reason? Because you still sitting up here with this limp ass, thin ass hair. Okay, I'm sorry. Come back. So in this scene, we see Lewis and Tiffany talking. And Lewis gonna tell Tiffany that Tisha has an issue. Tisha and Marceau have an issue with communication. And that Marceau thinks that she lacks confidence. And Tiffany says that she's surprised that Tisha has a lack of confidence after 15 years of marriage. And that's a problem. And so then Lewis gonna say, well, their goal for being in this friend group is to continue to influence. And I'm thinking to myself, influence what? What are y'all influencing? Okay. That, I think this scene here is what really had turned me, like, I've been turned off, to be honest. I can't get no more turned off than the off that I am for the Whitlows. I'm already turned off. But the conversation was riddled with so much superiority and judgment about this couple that you do not know, and about 15 years of marriage, something that neither one of you have reached. Y'all are both on your second marriage, so you've started over. Y'all have been married for what, a year or two? Everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful in the first year or two of marriage, you would hope. I mean, we clearly know that, Destiny over here shows us that that's not necessarily true. But I'm just saying, things tend to be fine in the first year of marriage. And it astonishes me that the people here that have been married the shortest amount of time have the most to say about this 15-year relationship. Now, Like I said earlier, some of the issues that I feel like Marceau and Tisha have are just the fact that the dynamic of the relationship is changing. But there is no, who are you, Tiffany, someone who don't even know this girl, to say, I'm surprised that she's lacking confidence after 15 years of marriage? That's not ideal, but it happens every day. She's not, again, she's entering into a whole new space than when they first got together. This is 15 years later on a public platform, on a reality show. Just the mere fact of being on a reality show can like dig at your confidence, because think about how many hundreds of thousands of people are saying things about you and your marriage, and the fact that her marriage has been a constant joke for the past 3 seasons. It's like this running joke of like, we all know Marcel out here doing something, we just ain't seen it yet. That could weigh down at your confidence. So who are you, Tiffany, to sit up here? And who are y'all? So we just gonna continue to influence. Influence what? Y'all sit in the scene and shut up. But then get together in y'all's confessionals or in your room and have so much to say. Why are you here? Why are you here? So then we get out for ladies' night. So y'all, that's these pictures. We get out for ladies' night. And when they first sit down, they discuss how Tiffany has been added to the group, and Melody goes, "See, I told y'all she was cool. I told y'all she's a good fit." Destiny's like, the only thing she's done is make some drinks. Other than that, I don't understand what this good fit is. I don't understand. Another thing I don't understand is why my camera's so blurry. Okay, I had to clean it off, y'all. I'm sorry. Bothers me. I'm sorry, that threw me off. My camera's been acting up all day, so I'm just like blown. But anyway, okay. So Destiny says that the only thing Tiffany's been good for in this group is possibly making a good drink, but she gives off big Karen energy. I don't disagree. So then Tisha says, well, tomorrow I have something special for us planned. I have a little surprise for us. They're like, oh girl, you got another surprise? What's the surprise? Tell us, let us know. She says, well, we're going to have a surprise vow renewal for me and Marceau. And Tiffany's like, oh, you sure you want that to be a surprise? Like, I don't know if that's really, he needs to know a little something. And Disney's like, isn't this funny coming from the lady who had a surprise wedding? Like, how you gonna sit up here and say something about her having a surprise vow renewal when you have a surprise wedding? She's like, well, I just don't think that, that should be a surprise. Just like I don't think therapy should be a surprise. Destiny checked her real quick. I'm like, thank you, Destiny. How dare you sit up here? Again, this is what I'm talking about with y'all, with you sitting up here with your high and mighty horse. Like you can tell everybody else what to do, but then you've had to have a whole surprise wedding. She says, well, he was the one that wanted to get married. I made him wait for 2 years. So that's why it was a surprise. Justify it however you want to justify it, boo-boo. You sound cuckoo. Okay? You sound cuckoo. It don't. But then Tisha goes on to say, well, the therapy went good. Now Tisha's living in denial, honey. She's living in a hut called denial. Tisha says, well, it went good because you know what? Afterward, we started our date night back. So yeah, he didn't know that it was going to be a therapy session for both of us. He didn't know what he was walking into, but it worked out well for us. So we're going to do a surprise vow renewal. This is just going to be a year of surprises for us. It's just a year of surprises. So then Tiffany starts asking a whole bunch of questions that she don't even need to be questioning. She asks, are y'all staying together for the kids? And are you sure that he wants the same thing that you want? And this again goes back to them playing that little game this goes back to them playing that little game at the house, and then Marceau again joking about how he's not happy in his relationship, because now that sows seeds of doubt into the people, into the group around you. Like, so this is in Tiffany's head. She already sees that Marceau makes off-color jokes in the expense of his wife. Then Lewis comes and tells him about some of the conversation that the men have had. So now Tiffany feels like she has read and diagnosed their marriage issues, and she is equipped to ask questions. I don't what what So Tisha's sitting there and she's clearly like taken aback, like confused as to how this woman thinks that it's okay to be asking her these questions. And then Tiffany goes, "Well, I was talking to my husband and he brought up to me that Marceau said that you are not confident." And Tisha was like, "What? Like that's news to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know that conversation. We've never had that conversation." And so now Destiny is instantly annoyed. Destiny is like, "See, this is what I'm talking about. Tiffany always has poor timing. You're sitting up here bringing back secondhand information and then spraying it in front of this group. Um, at the club, at the club. Like, we supposed to be chilling. We all out here got our titties sitting up thinking we finna drink. And you talking about how somebody's husband don't think that they're confident." And Melody coming in trying to, I guess, always see the good in Tiffany says, "You know what? I was taken aback, but on the other hand, she is giving some tea. So maybe you need to take it and put some honey and some sugar in it, rectify it, and figure out what's going on, because clearly something is being said behind your back." No, I this what first of all, this wasn't something that Lewis should have brought back to Tiffany on camera like that. And Tiffany Dane, she shouldn't have brought it to this group of women like that. Like, you don't even know Tisha like that. Like, you coming on my anniversary trip gonna tell me stuff that you say that my husband thinks about me. This ain't even it. So now Destiny is aggravated because Destiny says that Tiffany lacks couth. Melody's like, "Well, what should she have done?" Destiny said, "I just said it. There's a way to say things. There's a way to disseminate information, and your girl ain't got no couth. That's what it is." Destiny was like, "Now I can't speak for you, Tisha, but I know that just offended me." Tisha says, I definitely do think that was a bit much. I was definitely taken aback by that." So then that was when Tiffany kind of further did. Now Tisha just said that your line of questioning was a bit rude. So instead of you being like, "Well, I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just, trying to have dialogue. We've been talking all night about relationships. I'm just trying to have some dialogue." No, that's not the route that you take. This is what we're talking about by being uncouth. She goes, "Well, I'm just saying because I just want to know, like, are they together for their kids?" So Tisha's like, again, that's the problem. Like, who asked that? That's offensive. So Kimmy, of course, tries to be the voice of reason. That's what Kimmy tends to be. She's trying to mediate. She's like, "I'm not taking nobody's side, but can we all agree that maybe now is not the time to have this discussion?" Tiffany says that she's just transparent. I'm just transparent. I just say whatever it is. In some kind of way, she takes a shot at Disney. She talks about something like from Detroit to Atlanta to Huntsville. I didn't understand why that was a dig, or what she was trying, like what her intention was with bringing up, I guess, where Destiny's lived and stuff like that. I don't quite understand it, but whatever it was, honey, it got Destiny hot. Destiny said, "Let me tell you something. Don't play with me. Don't play with me before I drag you all up and through here." Kim, who was it? Melody's like, "No, no, Destiny, don't threaten. No, don't play with me." At the end of the day, Destiny and Tiffany ain't gonna get along, and I'm on the side of Destiny. Now, we've seen that Destiny can be a little bit sensitive. She was sensitive when she first got on this show, when she came up against Kimmy about the whole chicken comment. Destiny can be a little bit sensitive, just a tiny bit. However, I do believe that Tiffany is just rude. And like Destiny says, she lacks couth. Like, there is a way to enter into a friend group. There is a way to enter into a friend group. And to sit up here and act willfully obtuse as to how you're coming off is what's aggravating to me. And I think that's what Destiny means when she says care and energy. It's like, I'm just going to say something super offensive, but I'm going to act like, oh my God, I mean, I don't mean it that way. Did y'all watch the movie Karen, by the way? If you saw the movie Karen, that is big Karen energy. I'm just going to say something completely disrespectful and off the wall, but I'm going to be like, but I didn't mean it like that. Don't get so sensitive. Oh my gosh, you people are so sensitive. Like, that is the energy that Tiffany gets. I don't want to see her back. And I understand that they're like, oh, just the mere fact that everyone is talking about her and has so much to say about her means that we've made a good decision in adding her to this cast. But no, it gives disingenuous. It's not like that is it seems like she's trying too hard. Y'all get what I'm saying? It seems like she's trying to be provocative. She's trying to stir the pot. And it's not even like done in a good enough way to where like you seem somewhat likable, maybe. I also want to share with y'all this screenshot I took from Melody's Instagram today, because she wanted to talk about the show. Let me share it real quick. Hold on. Let me pull it up. All right. So this is from a fan page from Candace for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Just in case you can't see it, I'm going to read it to you because I know it's a lot on this screen. So I'm going to read it to you. The fan page says, at Destiny, I hate that people are supporting the nonsense and not being real with you. So here is the real. Number one, Tiffany was wrong as two left shoes for handling this that way. That we can agree with. Number two, I loved how you called her on it, but you didn't articulate your thoughts well. I don't agree with that. I do love how she called her on it, but she said you don't have couth. You lack tact. You lacked tact. So how much more clear do you want her to be? What do you want to spell it out? You want to give it to her sentence by sentence? But anyway, let's continue reading. Then it says number three, your friend Melody S. Holt was saying to you, if you don't like what she said, tell her what you think would have been a better way. It's not Destiny's job. This is just me talking again. I'm responding to what I'm saying. Because of course Melody has been getting a lot of flack about taking up for Tiffany in every scene. It's not for Destiny to sit up here and explain to this grown behind woman how to talk to somebody. You should know how to talk to somebody. Either if you can't say nothing nice, keep your mouth shut. We've all learned that. And so Melody, while they are having their back and forth, it's not for you to try to sit up here and be like, well, what did she say? Well, how could she have said it? No. Number four, that is not defending her. You hate Tiffany so much, so anything Mel says when it comes to her triggers you, possibly. Number five, Mel is your girl and you are hers. Real friends. Friends don't agree on everything. That's a true friend that challenges you. However, please believe me, if Mel ever has to pick a side, if you're rocking, she's rolling with the hearts. So that's what this fan page said. So Melody retweeted it or re-Instagrammed it. I don't know how you say that. And then she put about last night's Love and Marriage Huntsville. This the one. First, ain't nothing coming between me and Destiny in real life. We already know what time it is. And she knows if there was ever war in real life. Hashtag let go. So again, this is just letting me know this is some TV. This is some made for TV bull, but I'm just relaying the messages for y'all. Then she goes on to say that's been proven, quote, in real life. So what y'all think doesn't matter when it comes to that. Furthermore, for those who don't get me, you don't have to, but let me set a few things straight. One, I like clear communication. So I wasn't defending Tiffany, but I did want it specifically stated with examples how the group wants her to move forward. So that way, if something goes down, ain't no excuses. That's how I move in real life too. You can't say you didn't understand or didn't know because it ain't going to be no gray area. Two, I said it that night and I'm going to say it now. Everybody asks questions and shares things in this group that are super personal, etc. I think everyone agreed to do reality TV, no forcing. 3, keep in mind everything doesn't make air. I did agree that the way Tiffany said some things that night were out of order and could have been done differently. We had another entire combo at that table as well that was super personal that didn't make the cut, and people poked at another castmate on something she didn't want to discuss. 4, I ain't about to warring with grown women about their feelings. Either get along or don't, like each other or don't. But can we please decide and then move on? I don't think I invited Tiffany to Vegas. So let's not make up our minds, people, and stop thinking Mel is behind everything. Now, I do have a question. If this Tiffany drama wasn't going on the past, seems like 10 episodes at this point, what would people on the show be talking about? Would there be any storyline? I'm just saying, let's keep it 100. Everybody literally spelt wrong has had something to carry them a few episodes surrounded by Tiffany issues. Now keep enjoying the show. So that's what Melody had to say in regards to last night's episode. Yes, Tiffany has been the topic of conversation on and off for these past few episodes, and I get it. As a producer, that might have been a good thing, but Tiffany, this is not the way you do it. To sit up here and say, oh, I like clear communication and I just wanted y'all to make it plain so she know what to do and what not to do. That's bull. We all know how to speak with tact, and we all know how to not speak with tact. Don't sit up here and, again, like I said, act willfully obtuse, like, I don't know. I didn't know. Like that to me is dumb. You're 40 plus years old at this point. You know how to speak to somebody. Like, you know how to speak to somebody. I do not think that Melody is behind Tiffany. I don't think that Melody puts a battery in Tiffany's back. I think this is legitimately just Tiffany trying to be provocative to be on this show. And the reason why it doesn't seem genuine is because she doesn't keep the same energy across all boards. You get what I'm saying? I think that's what aggravates people the most about it, is because you don't keep the same energy, boo. Keep the same energy. Hey, Keisha Comedy said, I see you in the chat. What else? What else did Melody say? Anything else I want to address? I don't care about stuff that didn't make air. We talking about what made the air. And yeah. I don't see it for Tiffany. I don't want her back. I don't see it for Tiffany. I don't want her back. Period. I don't want her back. She can go. She can stay. Her and Lewis can go live their happily blissful second marriage life by themselves somewhere else, because we don't want to see them on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all drop down in the comments and tell me what you thought about last night's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you're watching on the playback, thank you. Please do not forget to like the video. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here because I probably only got about 10 more minutes until the boy wakes up from his nap. So y'all know we do this every week for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Tonight we have the Real Housewives of Potomac coming. If my internet is not acting up, I hope I can come back and come on live to give my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac. If not, then the video will drop tomorrow. But hopefully we can do a live. So I always like to hear from y'all right right then and there on the episode. Before we got out here, I want to shout out to my Patreons because they are the real MVPs. Remember, shout out to my Patreons. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year because y'all have definitely been riding with me. If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/bstokestyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys. So make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one, all right? All right. Oh, I got one more commercial for y'all because I'm trying to. Do I have one more commercial for y'all? Oh, I got one more commercial for y'all. That y'all don't forget that I sell custom wigs. Oh, speaking of me selling custom wigs, I have a video coming out on Tuesday discussing some of this drama between a prominent wig maker in Florida. It was covered by the Shade Room. I'm gonna give my opinions on it, so y'all be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be dropping on Tuesday. But yeah, just in case you wanted to know where to find you a really good custom wig, your girl got it. Link in the bio. All right. Just saying. All right. I'm out of here. Peace.